welcome back to math session. Today here we are going to study properties of angle formed by two parallel lines and transversal. Okay, we already studied the corresponding angle, alternate angles, interior angle. In interior angle two subtypes are there: interior alternate angles, exterior alternate angles, and the interior angles. Okay, now in this lecture we are going to study the properties of angles formed by the two parallel lines and transversals. Okay, so for that first I draw the two parallel lines. Okay, these are the two parallel lines which never intersect to each other. Okay, then we draw a one transversal. Okay, this is what transversal, which cuts the two parallel lines at two distinct points. Okay, so we given the name to the line. Suppose this line L, then the line M. Okay, then here we are considering the points. Suppose A, then P, Q. Okay, here is the B, then C, D and E. Okay, so first we study the property of corresponding angle. Property of corresponding angles. Okay, first I write the property. Each pair of corresponding angles formed by two parallel lines and their transversal is of congruent angles. Is of what? Congruent angles. What is the meaning of this? Now in this figure I show the positions. Here is the position of A, okay, then B, C, D, these four angles, then again E, F, G, H. Okay, so these are the, here at this point the four angles are formed, at this point four angles are formed, so total 8 angles are formed by the two parallel lines and one transversal. So in this case we are studying the property of corresponding angle, and the corresponding angles formed by the two parallel line and transversal are the what? Congruent angles. So where the corresponding angles are formed? First remember, corresponding angle means what? Here is the A, okay, then corresponding its angle is E. Okay, so here I am writing angle A, okay, and this is the symbol of congruency. Okay, so angle A congruent with, here is the corresponding angle E. Remember the positions. Second, here is the B and its corresponding angle is F. So angle B congruent with angle F. Okay, these are the two. Then next one is what? D, which is corresponding angle is H. So angle D congruent with angle H, and the last one is what? C, and its corresponding angle is G. So angle C, which is congruent with angle G. So here the four pair of the corresponding angles are formed by the two parallel line and transversal, and all the corresponding angles are congruent with each other. This is the property of corresponding angles. Now second, next is what? Property of alternate angles. Again, the what is the property of alternate angle? That is each pair of alternate angles formed by two parallel lines and their transversal is of congruent angles. Is of what? Congruent angles. Okay. Now first we studied the what? Interior alternate angles. First is what? Interior alternate angles. Now which are the interior alternate angles? Okay, so here if you are observing, actually ABC, here is the angle is what? D. Okay, D, and its opposite interior angle is what? At this position is the what? F. Okay, means first interior alternate angle is what? Angle D, which is congruent with angle F. Okay, next is what? Interior alternate, this one, this is what? C, and its opposite this one, this is what? E. Okay, C and E, because these are formed on the inner side of these parallel lines. Okay, in between the two parallel lines. So next one is what? That is angle C. Okay, which is congruent with angle at this position is what? E. So angle C congruent with E. Okay, second is what? Exterior alternate angles. Okay, which are the exterior? Now at this position is the angle is what? A. Okay, and this one is the exterior, which are forms on the external sides of parallel, and is opposites, alternate. Okay, these are the what? Alternates. So opposite to this one is what? This angle, which one is this one? Is G. So first we can write the what? A and G, that is angle A, which is congruent with angle G. And next one is what? This angle, this one is what? B. And this alternate, exterior alternate what? H. So can we write angle B, which is congruent with angle H. This is the property of alternate angle, that is each pair of alternate angles formed by the two parallel lines and their transversal is of congruent angles. Okay, next one is the what? Property of interior angles. Again I have considered the two parallel lines and the transversal. Okay, what is the property of interior angle? That is each pair of interior angles formed by two parallel lines and their transversal is of supplementary angles. What is meant by supplementary angles? Now see here, interior angle means what? Which are formed on the inner side of these parallel lines. So this is the first position, here is the what? A, B, C, and this one is what? D. Okay, then E, okay, F, and here is the what? C. Okay, so if you are observing the interior angles, okay, pair of interior angles means what? D and the E, these two forms the interior angles. Okay, and C and F, these two forms the interior angles, and which are the what? Supplementary angles. What is meant by supplementary angles? That is sum of these two angles or sum of that pair of angle which is equal to 180 degree. Means what? Here the angle D, okay, plus angle E, that sum is equal to 180 degree, because D and E, which are interior angles formed by these parallel lines and transversal. Similarly on opposite side, angle C, okay, plus angle F, which is equal to 180 degree, because D and E form a pair of interior angles and C and F form a pair of interior angles, and these interior angles are supplementary with each other. Therefore, I have shown D plus E 180 degree, angle C plus angle F, that is its measurement. It's what? Value. The sum of that values of these angle, which is equal to what? 180 degree. Okay. So, we will study the one example. So, let us consider one example. In the adjoining figure, this one is the figure. If line M and the line N, which are parallel, this is a symbol of parallelism, and line P is a transversal. Okay, this one is the what? Line P, which is a transversal. Then find the value of X. Now, if you are observing this figure, okay, these 3x and x, these forms a pair of interior angles. Okay, and so with the help of this property of all these angles, we have to solve this problem. But here these two angles which are given, they are the what? Interior angles. So here we are using the property of interior angles that we just studied, that is, its sum of interior angles is equal to what? 180 degree. So here the angle, this one is what? This 3x, okay, plus these x, okay, which are the supplementary angles, and sum of these angles is equal to what? 180 degree. So 3x plus x, which is equal to 4x, 180 degree. So here we want to find out the value of x. So 4 is here, the 4 is multiplied to x. So whenever we are shifting towards the other side of equal sign, then it becomes divide. So multiply, it becomes what? Divide. So if you divide these, 4 4s are 16, to 4 pi's are 20. Okay, so x is equal to what? 45 degree. Means by using the properties of interior angles, by using the property of corresponding angles, or by using the property of alternate angles, we have to solve the problem. So I hope all of you understood the property of corresponding interior and alternate angles. Thank you.